Now, did you do anything like headbands or turbans? I know you wear turbans, which look amazing.
I did turbans. I
Mhm.
did my little, this was my favorite.
Okay.
It's always been my favorite
Okay.
style. When I first started graying
Hmm.
was to wear this tube
Got it. To like pineapple your hair a little?
always.
Yes.
This has been one of those go-to things for
Hmm.
me. And I know it looks crazy right now. I'm
No, I
sorry. I
love
don't
it.
have
No,
a
that's so
mirror.
funny. I remember from your page in the beginning when you would do things like that.
Mhm.
And what's so nice is it allows you to, again, it's finding a way to work with where it's at, and so
Exactly.
bands, some women have been talking about braids that they put in their hair. Like,
Oh yeah.
you just gave a whole nother look, which looks so nice with your shirt and your makeup. I love it.
It's interesting that you say that because I do hear a lot of people say, "Oh, um, I transitioned and I did braids or I did crochet braids."
Hmm.
I wish I could do things like I can't
Okay.
anymore, and I haven't like for the past 5 years because
Mm,
I have a sensitivity
right.
all along my hairline. It gets inflamed and
Mm,
it's just something. I don't know if it's the hair or
mhm.
it's just you know, that tension
Right, right, right,
around the edges. It just drives me crazy. So
mhm,
I don't do braids anymore.
right,
Um, so for me, it's like, I'll take the time and over a 2-day period, do mini twist
right,
and just let that be a protective
mhm,
style for me.
right.
But when I was transitioning, this was a go-to, and I just kind of, have that little peekaboo right
Right,
there in the
right,
front, and just be like, okay, so you just see that little
right.
gray, and then, but most of this hair up here now it's
Mhm.
gray, but most of that up there was dark.
Right,
It
right,
was an easy fix
right,
for
right.
something that I
It was
didn't
a
want to
hack.
show.
Yes, yes, yes.
This month makes 3 years for me being dye free. On Instagram, they're doing this hashtag encourage silver sisters in quarantine. Anybody who's at home and they just started their process of growing out their gray and they're feeling like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I want to keep with this or not. So I just want to give you a graceful reminder to not compare how you're starting off to how it will be. Here's a graceful fact. You won't know if you love it. Let me know in the comments if you guys agree with my reminder that you shouldn't compare your beginning to someone else's end, as well as the fact that you won't know you love it until you try. Give it some time. The beginning part is awkward. There's an awkward stage in almost every journey, right? Like when you're growing out a short haircut, there's that awkward stage where your hair is not short anymore, but it's also not long. So wouldn't it be reasonable to expect, even with our gray hair journey, that there's going to be a period of time where, especially if you're not used to allowing your roots to come in, it's going to be all different colors, or it's just not going to look like what you're used to. So it's okay. Give it some time. And here's a tip to help you with your patience, because patience is so important on this journey throughout the whole time. Document, document, document. You don't have to do a YouTube channel or Instagram page or anything like that. You don't have to share it on social media, but it's important to document your progress with pictures, because there's going to be times where you think nothing is happening. It's not growing, especially if you don't cut your hair and you're growing it out. It's going to feel like it's going at snail speed. Even though gray roots do grow faster, I've heard, than our melanated hair, it can just feel like it's taking forever when you see all the length of your colored hair and then your gray roots. But like I said, watch till the end and you're going to see some beauties who look like you and also went through that awkward phase that you're going through right now. So take heart. This is another one to remember. People will have an opinion on you, your hair, how you look, whether you dye your hair or not. So do what works for you. I think a lot of times we're so worried about what other people are going to think of us. And remember, it's compassionate to understand that that's normal. You're human. to think about that. But it doesn't necessarily mean that that's something that will have to affect you being able to make this decision, again, to find out if you like it. And remember, you have options. If you find out that it's not something for you, you can always color your hair again. But this time is a good opportunity while you're at home to be able to try it out and see if you like it. I am working on a blog post. I do have a website, naturallygraceful.com, that I'm gonna link some articles that I saw today. I just Googled going gray on quarantine. And it's so funny how many articles I saw. Celebrities, many people during this time that we have to stay at home and they can't get their hair colored are like, you know what? I think this is the best time, if any, to let this gray hair go in. Something to think about. Let me know in the comments, guys. Tell me which was your favorite fact, your reminder or tip that I gave, because I think that that would be helpful to those who are struggling or who just need a compassionate reminder. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please give it a like and subscribe if you did. Check out naturallygraceful.com. You could definitely sign up for my newsletter so that we can stay in contact. I hope you guys have a compassionate day. And remember, my goal is not just to talk about gray hair, but ultimately for you to learn to love yourself, where you're at, how you are, and remember that that's the best gift that you could give yourself. Bye-bye, my beautiful butterflies.